All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving headfirst into a really spectacular scientific claim about a mysterious ancient site. This is a story that sparked a massive debate, a debate that went all the way up to the highest levels of government and into the pages of a major scientific journal.
So take a look at this. This is Gunung Padang in Indonesia. Now, at first glance, it's this stunning megalithic site, covered in thousands of these ancient volcanic stone columns. But for some people, it's way, way more than that.
So here's the big one. This is the explosive claim that basically launched Gunung Padang into the global spotlight. Could this place actually rewrite a massive chapter of human history? Well, let's dive in and try to separate the real science from all the speculation.
Okay, before we get all tangled up in the controversy, let's just ground ourselves in what we actually know for sure about this incredible location. What are the established facts?
First off, where is it? Well, it's nestled away in West Java, Indonesia, perched right on top of a hill, almost 900 meters above sea level.
The part of the structure you can actually see is a series of 5 distinct man-made terraces. They climb up the hill, and get this, to get to the top you have to go up this central staircase of almost 400 steps. And it is steep, like a 45-degree incline.
For the local Sundanese people, this is way more than just some archaeological curiosity. To them, it's a sacred place they call the Mountain of Enlightenment. It's deeply woven into their culture, with these amazing legends about a king who tried to build a palace here in just one night.
So you're probably wondering about those thousands of hexagonal stone blocks that make the site look so unique, right? Were they all hand-carved by ancient builders? Well, the answer actually lies in geology.
The really crucial thing to get here is that these stones are a totally natural phenomenon. It's something called columnar jointing. It happens when specific types of lava cool down and contract, and as they do, they fracture into these incredible, almost perfect geometric shapes.
And get this, Gunung Padang itself is actually the neck of an ancient extinct volcano. So millions of years ago, lava cooled right here and formed all these andesite columns. Ancient people later found this amazing natural quarry and just used the ready-made blocks to build the terraces we see today. How cool is that?
And that right there, that gets us to the absolute heart of this whole debate. We know nature provided the building blocks. The big question is, when did humans actually start building with them? And this is where the story splits into two very, very different timelines.
So in one corner, you have the mainstream archaeological consensus. They're looking at things like pottery fragments and comparing them to other sites, and they've dated the construction to between the 2nd and 8th centuries. But in the other corner, you have a geologist named Danny Hillman Natwijaja. He used geological surveys and soil dating to propose something wild, that the hill is hiding a massive pyramid, with the oldest layers going back an unbelievable 27,000 years.
Now, an idea that radical, an Ice Age pyramid, it obviously wasn't going to stay in some dusty academic paper. Nope, it ignited a national controversy and really captured the public's imagination.
And then things got really interesting. The theory actually got presidential backing. A special government task force was created which gave the whole ancient pyramid idea a huge boost in funding and legitimacy. And that's when the extensive excavations at the site really began. But the mainstream scientific community, they pushed back forcefully. We're talking 34 Indonesian scientists signing a petition, seriously questioning the team's methods and motives. And this quote from one archaeologist just perfectly nails their concern. He said, in archaeology, you find artifacts that tell you about a culture, and then you date them. Here, it looked like they found a date and then tried to create a civilization to fit it. So this whole conflict between these two viewpoints, it ended up playing out on the world stage of peer-reviewed science. And well, it reached a really dramatic climax. So check this out. In October 2023, the team publishes their findings in a reputable journal, officially staking the claim that Gunung Padang was the world's oldest pyramid, a huge moment for them. But then, just a few months later, in March 2024, the publisher took the very rare and very decisive step of fully retracting the paper. So why the retraction? Well, the publisher's statement made it pretty clear. The team's entire conclusion was based on carbon dating soil samples. But, and this is the key detail, those soil samples didn't have any artifacts or features that proved they were man-made. So in other words, they had basically just dated the natural age of the dirt on the hill, not the age of a civilization that built on it.
So, while that grand theory of a 27,000-year-old pyramid has been debunked by the scientific process, it really doesn't take away from how important Gunung Padang is. It's still the largest megalithic site in all of Indonesia, a sacred, fascinating place built by an ancient culture. And this whole episode just leaves you wondering, what other real secrets are its ancient stones still waiting to reveal?